Destiny has no wasted moments. I had to write that down
Yeah.
because that is literally the core structure of what I'm preaching, what I'm doing, executing from a very early age. I've taken all those things, if I'm, and I thought about it, I'm like, well, what does this mean? I just kind of put that little information back in my head for later on in life.
Yeah.
Now that I'm later on in life, I'm starting to pull back on that, pull it
Mhm.
out and use it. I take every single step, the hardships, especially, the struggle is the innovation to change in order to
Mm.
make it not not such a
No.
struggle. You make it a little easier. You can't go and do things in the real world if you don't go to school to learn and get prepared for it. You gotta get hardened a lot of
Mm.
times.
Mm.
You gotta be able to take a rejection, gracefully.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm excited to be here. I have another guest who we're going to be able to peek through their lens. They're going to let us know a little bit about what they do in real estate and their niche and their unique advantage. And I'm excited. I'm excited for you to hear from them. And I just want us to dive in. So I want to introduce you all to Mr. Aaron Bancroft. Mr. Aaron, how you doing today, sir?
Doing great. Quentin, how are you?
Man, doing great, doing great. Again, thank you so much for being here. And I want to dive in. I want you to tell the people what your main focus is these days. You want to give us a little bit of an origin story of kind of how you got into real estate. We love origin stories. And then, man, if you don't mind, tell us what part of the world you're in, what markets you're operating in. So, Mr. Aaron, sir, you have the floor.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And I'm located in Houston, Texas, which I believe is at the epicenter of a tremendous growth here in the future, near future, especially in the real estate. How I started was I became a capitalist by default, really, because I'm at heart, I was a professional musician for a lot of my times, and I got married during that time, had kids. But being a musician, of course, they always say starving musicians, and it just, wasn't cutting it. So I was forced into, let's say, becoming which I am now, a serial entrepreneur. But it started with real estate.
Mm.
I have a construction background and degree in construction management and land development from Michigan State University, and I'm one of the few that actually use their degrees probably to the
Mhm.
fullest as I can.
Yeah.
And, so I take the tools that have been given to me throughout my life, and I apply them to all the information that is received nowadays, and some magic is happening, I'll have to say. But it starts with purpose, when I just got into real estate and started buying distressed homes. That's where specifically tax deed homes where people are not paying their taxes. And eventually, if you don't pay your taxes long enough, you might end up losing it to the government. A lot of people don't, they think I can never lose my home. They have a little shotgun, come take it from me kind of thing. And here we're in Texas, and and it's one of those things where they will take it from you through a really interesting process, and it's an auction process, and they will physically remove you from the home if you don't, respect the laws of the code of the Texas code of, top property taxes. So the background, it allowed me to be flexible because I was constantly traveling with the band at the time. We ended up going worldwide tour and everything. It was great. When I came back, I just would have to buy a house, and buying houses, trying to find a proper house to buy that makes sense is getting harder and harder.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And it has to do with trust issues, honestly. That's the core of it. We can get into that if you want. Um, but really it's about, I was trying to create the purpose that people were losing out by not paying their taxes. Some people have been there their entire lives in these houses, and they lose it, and they become homeless, and they're not compensated for it. A lot of
Mm.
times when you buy a house, you go get a mortgage, you got to have insurance, PMI, all that, and taxes that they escrow, of course. And a lot of people, I don't do escrows because I like to use my money throughout the year instead of them taking it at the front and it just sit in an escrow account.
Yeah.
But, there's a little caveat there if people don't pay attention to. When you pay your house off, everyone's really happy about paying their houses off. It's like a goal for some people in their life. But it doesn't mean you're done paying for the house. You still have to pay rent to the government and
Mm,
taxes.
mm,
And people tend to ignore that, and it perpetuates because the government comes in and sends you an angry note is all it is. You got to pay your taxes. There's gonna be delinquency, and it goes on and on. Some of these go for years, mostly months, but just years, and they get into this weird, "What are they gonna do to me?" kind of thing, and they're not paying. They get used to it, and they fall into that trap, and it just accumulates and accumulates to the point where they can't pay it off, and now you have strangers looking at your house saying,
yeah.
"You know what? This government wants their money, and they're gonna do anything, including having used my money to do it, to pay your taxes, which gives me rights for your property."
Yeah.
And in Texas, we are a you can homestead, you can get a homestead exemption on your taxes, and that does a number of things, but specifically for this topic, all it does is give you rights on the back end. When you do lose your home, you can redeem your property. It has a penalty attached to it. When you have a homestead, you can redeem your property up to 2 years. For investors, that's a long time to wait to see if the previous owner comes back and buys it from you back. If you're going to do improvements, for example, they get to take the improvements with them, So it's a balancing act of trust and waiting and a lot of time. And yes, they're great deals. You see those late night commercials saying you can get rich quick on real estate. It's true, but it takes a long time to get there.
Mm.
It's just and a lot of effort and a lot of trust.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it, man. Thank you for walking us through the journey a little bit. And I was listening to you, man. You said capitalist by default. Had a career as as a musician. I'm about to say magician, but musician. Sometimes I can't get the enunciation out. But as a musician, playing the keys. And then you said, man, you use your degree to the fullest. So I absolutely love it. So I have a question that I ask people. Well, first I make a statement. I say, destiny has no wasted moments, right? Meaning no matter what we've been through life, each stop of the way, each journey, it kind of make us who we are right now, right? And so, man, I would love to know, what has destiny taught you about yourself? Like, what has it revealed to you about you, particularly as a businessman, particularly in real estate? What has it revealed to you, man?
Wow, that's a great question. You nailed it as far as the crux of what I'm all about here. Destiny has no wasted moments. I had to write that down
Yeah.
because that is literally the core structure of what I'm preaching, what I'm doing, executing. And I haven't from a very early age, I've taken all those things, if I'm and I thought about it, I'm like, well, what does this mean? I just kind of put that little information back in my head for later on in life. Now that I'm later on in life, I'm starting to pull back on that, pull it
Mhm.
out and use it in ways that are saying exactly, I was always destined to do what I think I'm doing now. And it's been a revelation as of lately. So that's a very current question that honors a response that is so cutting edge here for what's going on with my business and life. So yeah, it's very intuitive of a question. So yeah, I take every single step, the hardships especially, the struggle is the innovation to change in order to
Mm.
make it not so struggle, not such a
No.
struggle. You make it a little easier.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And
Mhm.
you mentioned pain earlier in a question, and that's really the question I ask people, what is your pain? And, I, I find that struggle in my life when it came to pain was always these little things, these little nuggets of information that I maybe not couldn't use right there. God has had a really strong impact in my life when it comes to this.
Amen.
It gives it's for most of my life I've been questioning, where are you in all this? And why are you doing this to me? And why the hardship? And
Mm.
without any of that, it's like going to school, guys. You can't go and do things in the real world if you don't go to school to learn and get prepared for it. You gotta get hardened a lot of
Mm.
times.
Mm.
You gotta be able to take a rejection, gracefully.
Mm.
uh, when you learn to do that right and you put your first best foot forward with purpose first, hopefully it's God driven, no doubt good things are going to happen. You're going to get opportunities because that is your destiny. And especially when it comes to God, he tends to shove you back onto the path. You're the one that takes you off the path. I had to learn to get out of God's way for him to act in my
Mm.
life. Now he's
Mm.
acting through me in ways I've never knew was possible,
Mm.
and it's bringing deals that would never come around.
Yeah.
Let's just say I'm doing a deal right now that is 2 years in the making where I'm a bit naive. I seem to tell people that not knowing is a strength of mine. This is why I'm a serial entrepreneur, for example, a little stray from the real estate, but I have a tequila brand called Blue Barrel
Mm.
Tequila, and I've never been in the beverage industry. And here's
Mm.
a standard I know is out there, but I don't know that standard because don't. I'm a little bit naive. So
Yeah.
when I do what I do, it typically rises above whatever that is. I don't want to cap myself to some standard that is expected. And so far, that has been a good formula for me. I'll go the extra mile in real estate to try to save someone from losing their home. Um, but, it's counterintuitive to know that you gotta trust me first, because if you don't do that, there's no coming back later. And there is, I mean, we could go into it, but we got excess proceeds, we got redemption rights. I mean, all of those kinds of things, which we don't have a long enough time to talk about those things, but becomes more complex and just harder after a while. So counterintuitive thing is to trust.
Mm.
But let's add to that, if you know Michael Berry and you're from Houston, Michael Berry is a talk show host, says trust but verify. I hear that from him all the
Mm.
time. And I just
Yeah.
kind of wrote that down like this: with destiny has no wasted moments. Well,
Yeah.
every moment is not wasted.
Mm.
Okay. Take,
Mm.
take, take notes during your life, people. And if you're looking, the answers will be there. If you can combine them enough, at some point they should make sense to you, like a puzzle.
Mm. Now you are absolutely right. And I wrote down what you said. Struggle is the innovation and change. I mean, man, that's a quote in itself right there. And God tell us, man, in this book, he said trials come to make you strong. Like that's the reason why the trial comes. It comes to make you strong because once that thing is finished, once you didn't push through, yeah, at a point and a level that you never thought you could get to. But the trial actually navigates you to get to the best version of yourself. And so I like there's a term called a exodus. And an exodus is when a snake sheds its old skin. But in order for that to happen, it has to rub up against something hard. So most time it's rubbing up against a rock or a stone. So in order for us to shed the old person, we got to go through some tough times because we would never shed that old skin if we never go through the hard rock of a time. So everything you're saying is absolutely spot on. I love how you're talking about trust because trust is gained in drops and lost in buckets. So I love the fact how you talk about it. Sometimes it is counterintuitive to trust, but sometimes you have to do it. You just have to do it to move forward. And so, Mr. Aaron, man, I love what you're saying. I know you want to help people. So I want to ask you, what is the main focus? I'm sorry, the main goal that you're trying to achieve now? Like, what are you trying to solve a scale now? What is the main goal for you?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So I'm headed to bigger projects, just adding zeros to the end of these things. Commercial and multifamily seems to be next, specifically in Greenspoint area. That's a
Hmm.
resurgence there, in my opinion, that's happening. It's been on its way for a while. There's a Greenspoint mall there that has been thorn in Houston's ass
Yeah.
for a long time, and
Yeah.
it's only a matter of time before that releases. And when that happens, you're looking at a piece of dirt in a metropolis next to the airport and downtown. The word is on 45 and a Beltway. I travel enough to know that that's very rare to have that kind of opportunity for the price point. It's poised, it's teed up, it's ready to be driven. And I would have to say that the portion of that is what I'm looking forward to, but I'm taking a pause from it to what I would call is pulling back the rubber band. It's taking time, and then I'm gonna release the rubber band. It's just gonna take off like an airplane. And
Hmm.
it starts with getting the mindset going. And that's big on me and a number of my colleagues' minds right now is trying to change the mindset of the people in the area. Gentrification doesn't it works. It's wrong though.
Mm.
So we're changing the people from the inside out. The kids, starting with generations, the ones that they call aging out, and coming from kids to adulthood, and so that they don't go back to a outside on the street, back to gangs, drugs, and violence, and all kinds of stuff. You got to change the area, and so because of that, I've started a couple podcasts. There's
Mm.
actually two. Um, One is called M3 Podcast, which we call it's a marketplace ministry with movement. It's
Mhm.
talking exactly what you are on this podcast, where destiny has no wasted moments.
Yeah.
Greenspoint has been struggling for so long. There's a ton of moments to utilize
Mhm.
to make this destiny happen, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And the M3 podcast is more bringing guests in and challenging the people to bring Christianity and capitalism together, but in a
Mm.
real way every single
Mm.
day, all right. And that's
Mm.
that's one. The second podcast is run with a friend of mine named Jesus Ortiz out of Vive Realty. It's
Mm.
heavy. See, again, it real estate heavy topics.
Yeah.
It's actually sponsored by my Blue Barrel tequila brand, and we sit there and talk about. It's called H Town Unplugged,
Mm.
and it's about Houston-based local businesses and bringing them up to a platform where people know about them.
Yeah.
Since the tequila is a Houston-based product made in Jalisco, it's real tequila, but it's made by people here in Houston who live in Houston, and we're starting here in Houston, so they should be proud of a product from their area, and so to speak. We're small business owners here in Houston too.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I I I have something called Majestic Stone where we do finish work, and I'm officing right now. Where you see behind me, all this is Greenspoint. It's an office in Greenspoint.
Yeah.
I can look outside my window here of the office and actually see a place called God's Point,
Mm.
which is a ministry and mentorship program for kids in the area. And I'm linking and co-aligning with them and a number of churches and people and property owners in the area. And this is going international. It's a lot going on there to talk about. But my Lord, God has used me in ways I never anticipated. And
Mm.
I grew up in a preacher's household my entire life. So
Yeah.
there's the part of that kind of thing, where I noticed hypocrisy inside the church my entire life. I got the I, I hope this is okay to say, but I got to watch the preacher come home and scratch his balls, so it's,
Go, man.
he sees both sides.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah.
I talk real, by the way, if you haven't noticed, it's I don't polish it up to make it sound professional. And no, I got to be real all the way through.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, I love it. You're definitely speaking my language. My dad has been a pastor for over 40 years. So, like you said, grew up in, preacher's home. And I am thankful for my dad for just being an authentic guy, for sharing the positives and the negatives, the failures, coming back saying I'm sorry, really just showing me, like, I tell people all the time when I have a chance to speak, at like his anniversary or stuff like that. I say, listen, if I could out my dad, I'm the one that would be able to do it. But I just thank him just for being just a genuine person, because you're right, all of us have our ups and downs. None of us are perfect. And so I hear you, man. When you said marketplace ministry, that just immediately resonated with me. So Mr. Aaron, man, I am truly thankful, man, for what you're doing. Thankful for, how God is using you. And listen, man, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, learn more about what you're doing, how can they reach out to you, sir?
You probably just want to look up my name, or better yet, come to Greenspoint and meet me. Yeah, and we have lots of buildings here, commercial. I don't, I'll send this information out. I mean, this is all backwards. Blue Barrel Tequila. I got Majestic Stone. We
Mhm.
have the mentorship, real estate companies, and we're building a chamber of commerce here in Greenspoint as well, so that we can better serve the community. I guess you want me to put the link. Maybe I could put the link here on the chat of
But no, so if
these
you,
things
if
and
you,
information.
yeah, no, if you tell us, and you may have already, I don't know if you may have already sent it over, but we'll send you an email. You'll send us stuff through email, man, and we'll make sure to get put in the show. So yeah, we got you. So the things that you mentioned, we'll drop in the show notes. We'll make sure we get all the links from you and drop that stuff in the show notes. We got you, man.
Right. Right. I'm
Yeah.
just mainly pushing Majestic Stone and Blue Barrel Tequila right now.
Go.
But
Absolutely.
the real estate drives all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I love it, man. I listen. I want to say three things to you. First, thank you so much for coming on, man, and giving us your time. Because of course, time is valuable. You just named all the things you're involved in. Serial entrepreneur. You got different ministries and 3 podcasts. Your time is valuable. You know that, right? So definitely, thank you for your time. Secondly, man, thank you for the transparency of your story. Because the way you talk, and I can say this because I believe in stories. Jesus taught in parables, right? So parables are so powerful. Our
Mm.
narrative, our testimonies is so powerful. So I thank you so much for your story. And lastly, man, I thank you for your mindset. I thank you for your perspective and bringing that mindset to this platform. I greatly appreciate you coming through today, Aaron.
Thank you so much for having me. You're a
Absolutely.
great host.
Oh man, I appreciate
God
that.
bless you, sir. Yes.
Listen, y'all heard Aaron, like Aaron. Please check him out. Check out, look in the show notes, get connected with him, help push his movement forward, connect with him, collaborate with him. But definitely, please make sure you are subscribed here, because I keep telling you, we're going to keep bringing up amazing people just like Mr. Aaron. So, sir, I want to say thank you again, and to everyone else, y'all have a fantastic day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.